Hi. So, this isn't a good picture of Jin, obviously, because Jin is so much more beautiful and I cannot recreate that beauty as easily. It's really interesting that I haven't been able to draw Jin for a while because Jin was actually one of the very first members that I was able to feel confident in drawing because he is classically very handsome. He looks like every shoujo manga male lead, or female lead in fact, if it wasn't for his body, that ever existed, because he just has that classic beauty to him. I was talking to my friend, and that was kind of like how I realized, that's why I can't draw Jin, but drawing Namjoon is now easier. But back then, I couldn't draw Namjoon at all because he has an interesting beauty. Does that make any sense? Drawing people, it's very interesting to me because people, they have tiny little things that make them different, and that was what made me so intrigued in drawing people in the first place, especially BTS. And if you didn't know, the reason why I began drawing BTS in the first place was because my professor was like, you can't draw Asians, while looking at my self portrait that I drew. And I'm like, what? And she's just like, that doesn't look like you, that looks like a Caucasian version of you. And then later on, she was like, you need to also work on drawing males, and was telling me the difference between males and females. And so I was like, all right, because I don't like feeling self-confident, not confident all the time. I try to make a change, and so that's what I did. So for October of 2016, I drew BTS like there was no tomorrow. I drew them, and I started drawing with V because I found his face interesting, but then I realized he's too pretty and I'm too scared to draw him because I'll mess him up. So I started playing with the other members, and Jin was an easy person to get because he's just, again, looks like every shoujo manga male lead ever. Namjoon I stayed the hell away from because I was scared of drawing him because he has a very unique facial structure that isn't classically seen in the style that I used to draw, which was anime and manga. Suga, on the other hand, the reason why he became my bias was because I kept on drawing him all the time, and I found his face very interesting and his facial structures very interesting. I'll explain it whenever I have like an actual Suga video to tell you, but for Jin, now I feel like after I've trained myself for so long and I'm able to draw faces that I wasn't able to when I first started drawing, going backwards is difficult. And I'm trying to figure out how to draw Jin in the way I see him as, and in a way where I'm just like, okay, this is Jin, this is obviously Jin. It's not just some generic person that I drew. It's gonna be a long struggle. And sorry, this video really has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to tell you my thoughts, and sometimes my thoughts just aren't complete, and yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!